Well, we continue with your reaction tonight. Let's take you straight to the UDM leader, Bantu Holomisa. Good evening, Mr. Holomisa, and thank you so much for your time on the program. Your reflections on what the president has announced tonight. Are we heading in the right direction?
Well, we have no choice given that the second wave, we've seen it, some of us have experienced. It is very deadly. And I would implore that the population of South Africa should accept that coronavirus is a deadly killer. And as long as people come up with the theory that this coronavirus is for a certain population, better we understand that this is killing across the board. And I think we should support the strategy by the government. And if you look at the strategy which has been presented by the press this evening, you can see that he is trying to navigate. But more importantly, to warn the people that if you don't wear a mask, that is the key, you might find yourself in a court of law. And I hope that people will not just ridicule these measures, but to take them seriously. Because currently, people are dying like flies, especially on second wave.
Mr. Holomisa, do you think that there are different ways in which government could be communicating its message around COVID-19, perhaps to resonate a lot more with communities than it does right now? Because even though there have been these warnings, there seems to be somewhat of a disconnect between what is being said versus what people are actually receiving about the messaging where COVID-19 is concerned.
Well, a classical example is, a living example is USA, where you find that a certain section of the population believes what the president says, Trump, and what Biden is saying. I draw some parallels here at home. So if you want to politicize this issue and say, no, I don't like Cyril Ramaphosa as a president, yet then you must accept that you won't adhere to what is being published. But those who say, right, the president of the country being advised by the scientists and expertise, you come up with this plan and then you still don't believe in him, or you believe in him. So let us depoliticize the damn thing and focus on how to save lives of South Africa.
Now, General, how do you, I mean, without politicizing the thing, how do you differentiate vulnerability in this particular case where the Eastern Cape beaches are completely closed between a particular period? The KZN beaches are taking a differentiated approach, and you have the Northern Cape and the Western Cape completely open. And one would ask, so does the virus then differentiate who will be more vulnerable?
The virus has no boundaries. It hits to the elite, to the poor, the middle class. You heard this evening that the age is between a certain age, that the youth is also affected. So people decide and focus more on what the state is telling us, where you must sanitize, and so on and so on. We will discuss politics maybe when we see a release, but as long as we dare people on a daily basis, it tells us that we must not talk politics, but we must say, Ministry of Health, when are you rolling out the vaccine? Why are you dragging your feet in paying for this vaccine? And what date is earmarked to roll those vaccines here? Because some of the countries are already rolling it out.
Right.
And if we claim to be having diplomatic ties or bilateral agreements with USA, China, Russia, I mean, why would we be number 100 in receiving those drugs?
UDM leader, Bantu Holomisa, appreciate your time.